Hey everybody, it's your boy, it's Unknown Facts here. Think you know everything about the King of Pop? Think again. We're diving deep into the life of Michael Jackson to uncover 11 shocking secrets that'll have you saying hee hee, get it? Because that's what he used to say? Okay, moving on. These are the kinds of behind-the-scenes stories most fans have never heard, so buckle up. And hey, while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up, it really helps us out. Alright, let's get this party started. Alright, first up, let's talk about Michael's voice. Now, when you think of Michael Jackson, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most people, it's that instantly recognizable, almost magical, high-pitched voice. Whether he was singing, talking, or even just laughing, that unique tone became a huge part of his identity. But here's the twist. There's a secret behind that voice that not everyone knows. Yeah, that iconic high-pitched tone. Turns out, it wasn't his real voice. On stage, in interviews, and even in casual public moments, Michael kept up that signature sound. But behind closed doors, things were a little different. I know, right? Mind blown. It's almost hard to believe considering how much that voice became a part of pop culture. But the truth is, Michael was a master of performance, and that included his speaking voice. People who knew him well said his natural speaking voice was much deeper, like Barry White deep. Imagine the smooth, velvety tones of a classic soul singer. That's what Michael sounded like when he wasn't on. Some producers, bodyguards, and close friends have even shared stories about hearing Michael drop the act and speak in a voice that was almost unrecognizable compared to his public persona. So why the higher pitch in public? Well, some say it was a conscious choice, a way to create a distinct persona. Michael was always aware of his image, and he knew that a unique voice could set him apart from other artists. It became part of the mystique, the legend, the King of Pop brand. He wanted to be memorable, and he definitely succeeded. Others believe he was self-conscious about his deeper voice and thought the higher pitch was more, hee-hee, appealing. There are even stories that as a child star, Michael's voice was naturally higher, but as he grew older and his voice matured, he worked hard to keep that youthful sound. Maybe it was about holding on to a sense of innocence, or maybe it was just about standing out in a crowded industry. Whatever the reason, it worked. Fans all over the world fell in love with that voice, and it became one of the most imitated and celebrated sounds in music history. From Billie Jean to Thriller, that high-pitched energy electrified audiences and helped define an era. But man, can you imagine bumping into MJ at the grocery store and hearing that deep voice? Excuse me, do you have any more of that peanut butter? Chills, man, chills. It's wild to think about the layers behind the legend, and just how much of Michael's life was a carefully crafted performance, even down to the way he spoke. The next time you hear one of his songs, just remember, there was always more to Michael than met the ear. Okay, next up is a real doozy. This is one of those stories that sounds too wild to be true, but trust me, it absolutely happened. Get ready to have your mind blown, because this is a crossover you never saw coming. Are you ready for this? Picture it, the King of Pop, moonwalking his way into the Marvel Universe. Sounds like a fever dream, right? But sometimes reality is even stranger than fiction. Michael Jackson really wanted to play Spider-Man. Not just as a fun cameo or a quick music video, he wanted to be Peter Parker himself, swinging through New York City, saving the day, and maybe even breaking into a dance number or two between battles with the Green Goblin. Back in the early 1990s, Michael was at the absolute height of his fame. He was always looking for new ways to reinvent himself and reach new audiences. So when he set his sights on Spider-Man, he wasn't just thinking small. He wanted to make a blockbuster movie starring himself as the friendly neighborhood superhero, and not just wanted to, he actually tried to buy Marvel Comics back in the day so he could make it happen. That's right, Michael Jackson, the pop legend, seriously considered buying the entire Marvel company just so he could put on the Spidey suit. He met with Marvel executives, discussed the possibilities, and even explored the legal side of things. It wasn't just a passing thought, he was ready to put his money where his moonwalk was. Imagine the headlines, Michael Jackson buys Marvel. It would have changed the entertainment world forever. He saw Spider-Man as more than just a character. He saw him as a symbol of hope, youth, and transformation, something Michael himself related to deeply. I guess when you're the King of Pop, you shoot for the stars. Or in this case, the web-slinging superhero. Michael was never afraid to dream big, and this was one of his boldest dreams yet. He believed that by playing Spider-Man, he could inspire millions of kids and adults alike, blending his love for music, dance, and storytelling with the action-packed world of Marvel. Apparently he saw it as a way to connect with his younger fans, and let's be honest, who wouldn't want to see MJ rocking that Spidey suit? Just imagine the iconic red and blue costume but with a little MJ flair, maybe a single white glove or a moonwalk across a rooftop. The possibilities were endless, and fans everywhere would have lost their minds. The idea of Michael Jackson as Spider-Man might sound bizarre now, but at the time it was a real possibility. He was passionate about the project, and for a brief moment, it seemed like it could actually happen. Hollywood insiders were buzzing, comic book fans were speculating, and the world waited to see if the king of pop would become the king of comics. Sadly, the deal fell through, but can you imagine how different the Marvel Cinematic Universe would be today if it happened? Maybe we'd have seen musical numbers in superhero movies, or a whole new era of pop-infused action films. The ripple effect would have changed everything, from casting choices to the tone of the entire franchise. Iron Man would be offering him Skittles instead of cheeseburgers, that's for sure. The Marvel Universe would have had a little more sparkle, a little more moonwalk, and a whole lot more hee-hee. Sometimes the stories that never happened are the ones we can't stop imagining. Okay, time for a weird one. You know how some people have those fancy sleep number beds? The kind where you can adjust the firmness with a remote and it feels like you're sleeping on a cloud? Well, that's pretty high-tech for most of us, right? But when you're Michael Jackson, the king of pop, you don't just settle for a regular bed, no matter how fancy it is. You take bedtime to a whole new, almost sci-fi level. Michael actually slept in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Yes, you heard that right. Not just for a quick nap or a medical treatment, but as part of his actual sleep routine. Imagine tucking yourself in at night, not under a regular comforter, but inside a sealed glass tube, breathing in pure, pressurized oxygen. It sounds like something out of a futuristic movie, but for Michael it was just another night. Now, these chambers are usually found in hospitals, used for treating burn victims or divers with the bends. But Michael? He had one in his home. And as soon as the news got out, the rumors started swirling. Was it a publicity stunt? Was he trying to become immortal? Or was it just another eccentric celebrity quirk? Some people claimed he believed sleeping in the chamber would help him live longer, maybe even to 150 years old. The idea was that all that extra oxygen would slow down aging, keep his cells young, and maybe even help him cheat death. It's the kind of thing you'd expect from a comic book supervillain, but Michael was always full of surprises. Others said it was all about staying young and beautiful. Michael was obsessed with his appearance, and the hyperbaric chamber was rumored to be his secret weapon against wrinkles and aging skin. After all, he was constantly in the spotlight, and the pressure to look perfect was intense. Maybe he thought a nightly dose of pure oxygen would keep him looking fresh and flawless. Or maybe, just maybe, he genuinely enjoyed the experience. Imagine the peace and quiet inside that chamber, the gentle hum of the machine, the feeling of floating in your own little world. For someone as famous and constantly surrounded by chaos as Michael, maybe it was the ultimate escape, a place where he could finally relax and breathe easy, both literally and figuratively. Whatever the real reason, this story just adds another layer to the Michael Jackson mystique. He was already a legend, but stories like this make him seem almost otherworldly, a man who lived by his own rules, and who was never afraid to be different, no matter what people thought. I mean, the guy was a walking, talking, oxygen chamber sleeping enigma. Whether it was for health, beauty, or just the thrill of doing something no one else would dare, Michael Jackson always kept us guessing, and honestly that's part of what made him so unforgettable. Let's move on to something a little more lighthearted, shall we? Everyone knows about Bubbles the chimp, right? I mean, come on, the guy took his pet chimpanzee everywhere. But Bubbles wasn't his only exotic animal pal. Oh no, Michael had a whole zoo at his Neverland Ranch. We're talking lions, tigers, bears, oh my, okay, maybe not bears, but you get the picture. He even had a pet giraffe named Jabbar. Jabbar the giraffe, I mean, how cool is that? It's like something out of a dream or a really expensive petting zoo. Only Michael could pull it off. Okay, back to the mysteries. Remember Neverland Ranch? Well, rumor has it there was a secret room hidden somewhere on the property. And no, I'm not talking about a panic room or anything like that. This room was supposedly filled with Michael's most prized possessions. We're talking rare collectibles, one-of-a-kind memorabilia, maybe even a few Grammy Awards stashed away for safekeeping. To this day, no one knows for sure what was in that room, or if it even existed at all. But hey, that's what makes it fun to speculate, right? It's like a real-life treasure hunt. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the pigment in the skin. Michael Jackson suffered from vitiligo, a skin condition that causes loss of pigment. It's a real thing, folks, and it's not something to be ashamed of. Unfortunately, back in the day, there were a lot of misconceptions and rumors surrounding his changing appearance. Some people even accused him of trying to be something he wasn't. But the truth is, Michael was battling a real medical condition, and it's important to remember that. Alright, enough with the serious stuff, let's talk about something truly inspiring. Did you know that Michael Jackson was one of the most charitable celebrities of all time? I'm talking Guinness World Record level generosity. He donated millions upon millions of dollars to various charities, including those supporting children, AIDS research, and disaster relief. He even held the record for most charities supported by a pop star. The guy had a heart of gold, and he used his platform to make a real difference in the world. Now that's what I call a true icon. Okay, time for some dance magic. Remember that iconic anti-gravity lean Michael did in Smooth Criminal? Yeah, that wasn't just pure talent, folks. He actually patented special shoes that allowed him to achieve that seemingly impossible move. These shoes had a special slot in the heel that hooked onto a peg on the stage floor, allowing him to lean forward at an extreme angle without, face planting. It was a brilliant piece of engineering, and a testament to Michael's dedication to pushing the boundaries of what's possible on stage. Alright, get ready to have your mind blown again. Remember Jar Jar Binks, that annoying CGI character from Star Wars? Well, believe it or not, Michael Jackson was almost cast as the voice. I know, right? It sounds crazy, but it's true. Apparently George Lucas offered him the role, but Michael wanted to play the character using prosthetics and makeup instead of CGI. Lucas wasn't feeling it, and the rest, as they say, is history. But can you imagine how different the Star Wars prequels would be with Michael Jackson as Jar Jar Binks? Misa think you're gonna love it. Okay, this next one is a bit of a downer. Back in 1984, while filming a commercial for Pepsi, Michael's hair caught fire during a pyrotechnics mishap. He suffered second-degree burns on his scalp and face, and it's said that the incident had a lasting impact on his health and well-being. It's a reminder that even the biggest stars are still human and vulnerable to accidents and tragedies. And finally, let's end on a note of mystery. Did you know that Michael Jackson wrote over 200 songs that were never officially released? That's right, there's a treasure trove of unreleased MJ music out there somewhere, just waiting to be heard. Some of these songs have leaked online over the years, giving us a glimpse into what might have been, but for the most part, they remain a mystery, locked away in a vault somewhere. Who knows? Maybe one day these lost recordings will see the light of day, giving us even more of the music we know and love. And there you have it, folks. 11 shocking secrets about the one and only Michael Jackson. He was a true original, a musical genius, and a complex individual with a fascinating life story. What did you think? Which secret surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content. Until next time, peace out.